And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here on Monday night, 8 o'clock. What's up, everyone? Hey, first and foremost, before we get started, I had a nice conversation yesterday with Vince Russo on the phone, and he wanted to come on. He's raring to go. He wants to talk San Francisco Giants. Unfortunately, he was unable to make it tonight, but he did say he does want to join. So expect to see Vince Russo will make another appearance on Giant Sports Talk Live in the near future. If you guys haven't seen Vince Russo on the show before, guys, it is what you think we bring to heat. Holy shit, man. You add him in the mix, and we could spontaneously combust right here on Giant Sports Talk Live. But anyways, Vince, we will catch you on the next one. And hope all is well. Anyways, hey, guys, went over the weekend, right? We had the Arias news, and man, that Arias news, guys, you want to talk about fallout. Holy moly, man. My God. I mean, it's crazy to talk. And you know what makes it even more crazy than that, guys, is it's a 1-year deal, man. It's a 1-year deal. That's it. Let's see how he does. If he does well, maybe they extend him, maybe they don't. But my God, it's 1 year. It's okay, man. It's okay. Let's see what happens. But anyways, we're here on Framber Watch. The man has yet to sign, Glenn. What you think? How was your weekend?
Wasn't bad. I was pretty excited, as you know, after the I don't even know how to objectively put it into words, Eric. Buster painting that canvas with a broad brush, man. He's adding the pieces. I love it. You know what, Eric? We'll get to Lou in a sec, find out his thoughts, and then I want you to answer something for me right off the bat. Something we talked about in the green room. I'll open it up to you, Eric. Maybe Lou wants to chime in. But do we not have the most fickle, abrupt, sometimes disgusting fans, Eric? The San Francisco Giant fans. I'm watching other chats and listening to KMBR and different. Well, first of all, it's Super Bowl week. Happy Super Bowl week to Lou. I know he's going to be busy this week.
Oh, you're going to be busy.
Everybody, they put the city down like all get out. I freaking love San Francisco. If you don't like it, then fuck it. Starting early.
Way to go, man. We're 5 minutes in, dropping F-bombs.
If you don't like it, then move. Oh, people are just so anti sometimes. And then with this signing on the weekend, Eric, it's feast or famine. They either love them or they freaking hate them. You cannot put a team together. I've seen it in hockey far too often. I know that's sometimes my go-to thing, but that's what I was immersed in for my whole career. Following hockey teams, traveling with the team, seeing how they were built, seeing how some managers, like the Olympics, the Canada Cup Series, junior tournaments. You can't build a team with all goal scorers. You can't
right?
have to have grinders and plumbers, we call them. You have to have guys who get the diggers in the corner. You have to have good goaltending. You have to have the full package.
Are you telling me, Glenn? You gotta have a team. You gotta have a team.
What's wrong with Buster Posey going out and signing a 1-year deal for $12 million, Eric, for one of the most prolific hitters we've seen since probably 1945? What are we talking about? People putting this move down like I don't know, Eric. Got me wound up pretty tight today. I between putting down the city, putting down the team, putting down Posey in this move. I don't know. Can the real Giant fans stand up? Because I'm 1 minute they love him, the next minute they hate him. Something like me some nights. But
well,
Eric,
you know what it is?
all over the place.
You know what it is? I think, and Glenn, I think you speak to more than even just Giants fans, right? It's fan base in general, right? Depending on who they sign or not sign, they lose their minds. It happens, right? I've been on occasion to lose my mind live here on the show and also talking on the phone, but it's just part of being a fan. But yeah, to your point, it gets a little bit weird sometimes, and that's just. Unfortunately, that's just part of sports, man. It's just you kind of have to roll with it, and it's can it get maddening? Sure, it can. But what it comes down to is you want your team just to be the best they can be, and everybody has their own opinion on how you get there and which players you use and all this other crap. But
how can you put this?
It's crazy. But the Arias stuff is just it's pretty incredible. And again, like I said, and I'll kick it to Lou here. It's a 1-year deal, man. And it's a guy, right? To your point, you're putting together a team that's more balanced. It has more balance. Yes, he's a singles hitter. Okay, we get that. Well, there's nothing wrong with having a singles hitter in your lineup. The entire lineup isn't full of singles hitters. So I think we're gonna be okay.
And I looked at his stats, Eric. If you want to do a deep dive for maybe Wednesday night show, we'll bring up some statistics because people are going to argue. Oh, no, there's no way. Eric, all I'm hearing is he can't play defense. He can't play defense. He's that bad. Eric, he's serviceable, man. He is not that bad. I don't know why. Why do they have to? Why do the fans got to be so? I know you and I have, like you say, fallen into this, and I admit it. But come on, man. Like. Something good. What is it about, again, Giants fans maybe? Baseball fans? Something good happens, Eric. Something good. And yet you still got to shit all over it. I don't get it.
You know what's going to happen? If the Giants sign Framber Valdez, there's going to be a segment of the population or the fan base that aren't going to like it. They're not. It's watch. It's going to happen. Lou, what's up, man? We went over the weekend. You got anything to chime in here on the Arias, a little bit of the fallout from
a couple things is when we get a puzzle, there's 145 pieces. You have 4 corners. You have the outer part. You can't make a team with just the 4 corners. Nope. You know, we've complained for the last month. Giants aren't doing anything. These last 2 moves and hopefully a third is going to make this team a lot better. And all I've heard this year. And again, it's going to make it better for 2 things. Last year's biggest problem, strikeouts. With him, you don't have to worry about it. This guy struck out less than what we average our starting lineup monthly. Number 2, we were so bad in runners in scoring position, we all talk about Kratman at third. Kratman batted 162 with runners in scoring position, right? You get him up, I think he batted 282 with runners in scoring position. Huge helpful. Third, depending on where you bat him in the lineup, it extends the lineup. You know, what we were told about this is when we got Bader, he's only good for defense. Nobody really talked about his offense. But when you have Arias batting behind him and Arias gets hot, they're going to have to pitch to him. It's going to make him a better hitter and everybody else a better hitter. Last but not least, everybody thought this guy was the worst defensive guy I've ever heard of. So I have his stats in front of me. And like usual, people don't know the full story. It's sort of like when you have a friend that gets divorced. You hear his side, then you hear her side, and they're not even close. Okay?
Somewhere in the middle.
My little tip for the night. So here's the thing. He played 117 games at first base last year. First, not second, first. At second, he played 14 games. Okay? Obviously, he wants to move over because first base is already full on our team. Second base is a little bit easier than playing first. Okay? Last year, guess how many errors he had playing defense? Now, remember how bad people made it out to be. Just take a wild guess how many errors he had in the field.
I'll say 4.
One.
All right.
Now, again, he was at first, and that was where he had his error. He had none at second. So why do these guys in the chat and people that are on the Giants payroll like KMBR, the commercial leader, say he's so shitty in defense? How can you say someone's so bad when he only played 14 games last year? Okay? He played where he had to play. Okay? So the other thing is, maybe he didn't have a great year, but he had 2 injuries last year. If you go back when he was healthy, his average was 20 points higher. All we've done is criticize the Giants for, oh my God, the 225 is the new 250. We now have a guy without even trying that's going to bat 275. If he's healthy, he's going to be batting 300. People don't realize guys like this don't come around. He's actually a hitter.
He's a hitter, 100%.
He's a hitter. The Giants don't have any hitters. You idiots in the chat and Giants land that think, who's our rookie again? He got me so fired up, I can't remember.
Bryce Eldridge?
Yeah, Eldridge. How great he is. You only wish Eldridge can hit half as good as Arias right now.
Fair.
Okay? So you guys got to relax. And again, last time I looked, I don't know how many times the Giants would lose 4-3, 3 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors and no walks. Okay, this guy is the type of guy that can carry the team, and you got to score more runs, and this is the guy that's going to do it. And then one last thing, and I'll get back to you, is Just Mintz brings up a great point. Last year, the Dodgers signed a 1-year deal with Conforto for $17 million. We got this guy who's better than Conforto and can hit better for $5 million less. I rest my case. Judge, back to you.
Hey, JB, our good buddy down in Australia, $5 Australian. Arias can stand still at second base for all I care. It's still an overall upgrade to the lineup and hopefully pushes Chapman to either the 5 or the 6. Yes, you push down Chapman, it works out better for the Giants. And this guy, man, and I saw some numbers out there with runners in scoring position. The guy is freaking just absolutely on fire. And the projections that they have, again, these are just projections. They expect him to be batting over 300. When's the last time the Giants had someone batting over 300? Buster Posey, I think, was the last guy to bat 300 for the club. I mean, my God, the guy, it's going to help having someone like that in the lineup. It just is, man. It is. The defense, look, and I get it. It may be a little bit weird. More so, not necessarily of not being able to catch the ball necessarily, but his range can be a little bit suspect. But whatever. It's an overall improvement to the team. Right, we can all say this right now. The lineup is full of major league hitters now. Well, major league players. Bailey, of course, we'll see what he does. But, I mean, look what we got. You got Jung-Hoo Lee. You got Ramos. You got Devers. You got Adames. You got Chapman, right? You got Luis Arias. Eldridge, we'll see. I'm guessing he's going to start on there, all right? You got Harrison Bader. Jung-Hoo Lee. I mean, come on. We don't have any quote-unquote I don't want to say young guys, but we'll just use that for the sake of the conversation. We got no question marks of young guys that are going to be in the lineup. All of them have major league experience and they're major league players. So let's see what happens. Again, you got to play the games.
And then, Eric, one more thing. I'm sorry. I know you're going to do it. You know what? Arias in that lineup, being a lefty, might be the best thing Eldridge ever is going to get. You have a veteran guy who can hit to all angles. He's going to take Eldridge and say, hey, this is what I would do if I were you. And it's a lot better when you get a guy that's successful hitting than a coach nagging you left and right, left and right, left and right. You know, you guys got to see that. This guy is doing a 1-year contract. Why? Because he believes in his ability, and he's going to be one of these guys who bats 320. The Giants then will have to pay him. You know, a lot of these guys that are good, he just needs an opportunity. The ballpark fits him. He's going to help all the lefty hitters. And, you know, we talked about Devers last year. Maybe Devers was so used to Boston and the Green Monster. He's a 300 hitter there, but he maybe just wasn't that good on the road. He's going to teach these guys being a pure hitter, like a Roy Hobbs, pure hitter, how to make Oracle better hitting in that ballpark. Because I think that's the one thing we really missed. We all talk about our ballpark, Triples Alley. Nobody ever used it to their advantage. Here's a guy that's going to show them how to do it.
Exactly. Vintage Oddball said, did you see Larry Bayer on Dan Patrick's show? He's smoking crack if he thinks the Giants or payroll can compete with the Dodgers. Okay. The reason why I brought up I'm not going to talk about what Larry Bayer had to say, but take a look at this, man. Take a look at this. Take a look at that backdrop, huh? Take a look at that backdrop. Let me blow that up. Look at that. Look at that. Now, I'm gonna go down a little. When they say conspiracy, this is just what I'm thinking. Okay, so this is Super Bowl week, right? And I understand the city of San Francisco is the highlight because it's not really San Francisco, it's Santa Clara, but San Francisco is what's being promoted for this weekend. How come they weren't at an area that overlooked the Golden Gate Bridge or Levi Stadium or some other? Why did they choose a location with that? And we all know where this is being shot from, right? Mission Rock. But look at that freaking shot of Oracle Park out there. And of course, they're sitting there talking to Larry Bayer. Do you find it interesting, right? And again, I'm just kind of putting my conspiracy cap on here. Have we heard anything at all? As a matter of fact, Jim Bowden talked about it on, I think it was Foul Territory.
Mm-hmm.
They have heard absolutely nothing going on with Framber Valdez and any potential deal that he may sign. They said there's a lot of action on Zach Gallen, but absolutely nothing coming from Framber Valdez. Does this not? And come on, work with me here, guys. Does this not fit kind of the mold of how Buster Posey operates? He doesn't ever let anything out. He doesn't lead on. He doesn't give you any type of insight on the direction that the Giants may or may not be going as far as free agents or even a trade. But this is my thought. Maybe there's something going on between the Giants and Framber, and maybe Buster Posey has told Framber's camp, hey, shut the hell up. You say anything about us trying to work a deal with you, the deal's off. We ain't going to work with you. And the reason why Buster Posey would set those type of limitations is, well, what did Larry Bayer talk about with Dan Patrick? He talked about the misses with Judge and Ohtani. Buster Posey understands that. He's seen it when he was with how many times, right? They missed out when he was a player, right? They missed out on Lester. They missed out on Greinke. They missed out on Harper. They missed out on Giancarlo Stanton. They missed out on all these guys. And maybe Buster Posey doesn't want that to happen. He's like, hey, guys, we'll figure this out one way or another. But in the meantime, don't be using us as a leverage. You know what I'm saying? Don't be leaking to the media saying, oh, well, the Giants are interested, again, to push up the price for another team. You do that shit, and then we're done. And to be honest with you, would that not be a smart move to make for Buster?
Could be. But on the negative side, if you listen to the entire interview and that particular segment when he talked about Judge and Ohtani, well, what did I take from that, Eric? Or what did you take? Did you hear him not say it was actually posed to him by a question? Were you in on Ohtani?
Right.
And what did he say, Eric? We made we were right there in with the same offer. You can't,
right.
Generational player. What did you do? well, we'll give you with the Dodgers or, a couple of $5 more. That's not, you got to go in and wow them, Eric. You got to get it done. You want Framber?
Absolutely.
What did I tell you? You want Framber? Then go get him.
Then go get, and you look, and they may be working it. That's the thing. They may be getting this shit done. We just don't know. Because again, why? What, Lou, do you have any idea why Framber hasn't signed anywhere? I mean, granted, maybe he's waiting for a better deal, but my gosh, we're 8 days away from pitchers and catchers. We're literally almost a week away, Glenn, from pitchers and catchers reporting to Scottsdale. I
see your angle, and we'll get to Lou's in a minute. I can also see the other side of the fence, Eric. Don't forget who you're not working directly. You're not sitting down all the time with him. You're talking to the agent. So maybe this is just playing out. Maybe they said Baltimore, Giants, maybe other teams. I always anticipate when you don't hear anything loud and proud that there's always those Cinderella teams out there. Those quiet, silent assassins out there come in.
No doubt about it.
You remember the Padres? The Padres came in with the biggest deal to Judge,
right
at the 11th hour.
They came out of nowhere, and that's the thing. And let me pose this to Lou after you're done, Glenn. Is the longer this go out, does it benefit the Giants more, or does it not even matter?
Yeah, as long as we get the right players, Eric. Oh, Lou, sorry, Lou. I was just going to, before we close out this, that comment Vintage Oddball Cards makes, Eric. Mm-hmm. Why can't we compete with the Dodgers, Eric? Why can't we? The Toronto Blue Jays were an out away from winning the World Series, and they spent less than half of the Dodgers' payroll.
Correct. Yeah, it can be done.
And what I said the other night, I don't know if Lou agrees. All you got to do, how many times do we play the Dodgers in the run of a season, Eric? Is it 12 times?
13, 14 times, something like that, right? Some in that ballpark. Yeah.
Get up for the games against the Dodgers, then take care of your business throughout the season. You can't worry about what the Dodgers are doing. You can only worry about the Dodgers when you're on the field playing them. Take care of your business, Eric. That's how you compete.
Yes.
I'm in a crusty mood tonight, Lou. Take it away.
Well, one of my favorite movies was 30 years ago, Conspiracy Theory. And I think Eric brings a good point. Glenn, you bring up a good point. But I haven't seen the interview. But this is what I would have said. So you offered Ohtani $790 million 3 years ago. You haven't spent that $790 million. Why? Why haven't you spent the money that you were going to spend on one person? The Giants maybe have spent $300. Well, you have $490 that you were going to use that you didn't. So here's my thing. I think Larry Bear is doing what Glenn's favorite word is, safe, on the interview. Yeah, we gave him the same thing.
Got to be careful.
First of all, I think that's the worst answer he could do, because that's like, why didn't you go for it with that girl? Well, she was good looking. I know, but you said you liked her. Why didn't you do anything, you moron? Now it's out. The thing with Larry Bear, everything's all about being safe. He sometimes doesn't realize what he says. Okay? I think the one thing, too, is right now, Larry Bear is on that for one reason. The Giants Stadium is so important. Instead of them talking about the Super Bowl, they're talking about the Giants. Framber, look where you could be. It's so big and so beautiful if you forgot. Mm-hmm. Look where you could be pitching. It's on the show. It puts you on. The one thing I think that's holding back is not the timing. It's probably the years, right? He probably, because again,
maybe
being a pitcher, he probably came in being the number one pitcher. I'm getting 5 years.
Yeah.
$150 million at the most. Other guys that aren't as good as him and not lefty have gotten theirs. He hasn't. So he might be one of these guys saying, someone's going to get desperate, they're going to pay me. So now it's gone from 5 years to 4 years. No one's offered him. Now he's like pissed because now he's with his agent. What the hell? I'm healthy. I feel good. So maybe the Giants have said, we're not going to the fourth year. We'll give you 3 years, $30 million. And he goes, no, I want 4 years, 150. So the Giants are going to have to say, okay, listen, if we want him and we do 3 years, we got to ante it up. We got to do maybe $37.50 because he probably wants to be the highest paid pitcher. right? And if you look at his stats, he's probably one of the top 5. You know what I mean? I mean, wise. And he's a lefty. That is what also is so rare. So I think, you know, it could be one of two things. Eric, you might be bringing up a great point, but the conspiracy theory is I think the Giants are close, but I don't want to hear these other two teams because I haven't been hearing about Baltimore. Every time they look up Valdez, it's all the Giants. The Giants are always the first team mentioned. Baltimore is sort of, but the way I hear Baltimore, it's sort of like how the Giants, the dog hitting the food, you know, the last to the
last to the bowl.
Yeah, last to the bowl. That's what you hear about Baltimore. The Giants is they're in serious discussions. They've sat down. They're on their second bottle. And I think it's one of those things where maybe Larry Baer is being cheap, but you just admitted you were going to spend $790 million 2 years ago. And you've only spent $300 million now. Where's the money? And you're making money on your property. Step up to the plate and do exactly what Buster said. Better defensive team, people that can make contact. So far, you've done that. You got a center fielder to make your defense better. You got a guy to make contact and pitching. Then what happens if you do this, exactly what Buster said would happen at the end of the season actually comes reality. It didn't all come at once. It didn't come early, but it's actually going to come. And if you get someone like Framber and he has success and they go, oh my God, if Framber can go 20-5 with an ERA of 2, why wouldn't other pitchers want to lead and follow his step? You know what I mean? He went from a ballpark like Houston where, you know, Houston's a small place with those boxes so close. Now you're thinking, okay, if we don't bring Ray back, we can get another free agent pitcher. And I think that's really what it is. It's time for the Giants to complete the circle, complete the puzzle.
Glenn, bust out the fuel truck, wipe down the freaking windshield. It's time to fire up, baby. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on, man. Get done. Anyways, let's get back.
Cloudy here. Snowy and cloudy. I can't even see it, but I can hear it.
Go for it. You brought this up. Go for it, Glenn.
Well, George says the Giants are not giving Valdez the money. Giants will only give 3 years, blah, blah, blah.
We don't know.
No one says they're going to be in deep talks. But see what Eddie says? That was the one I meant to hit. What if Sabes is telling Buster, don't do it. I did it with Zito. And still, how many times have I come on?
You won a World Series with the guy.
Exactly. And how many times have I come on the air in the last 2 weeks, Eric, and said my new mantra is, you can't sign players based. We were going to sign Arise. I mean, we want to Judge. We could have had him, but we could have got hurt pitching and hitting. So we didn't want to. You can't play pansy, Eric.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't play pussy. You gotta be. You go in and you get the best players you can for the money you can spend. And let the chips fall where they may.
Hey,
you can't be pussyfooting around, dude.
Hey, let's talk about this. Let's revisit something, and then because guys, the Donovan trade went down today. Went to Seattle, three team trade. We'll talk a little bit about that here in a bit. But let's talk about this. Last year, what was the big move that Buster Posey made? Rafi Devers, right?
Oh,
Rafi Devers.
During the season,
right?
yeah.
Who did they trade to the Boston Red Sox for Rafi Devers?
Well, they traded a former guy. They traded a former Boston Red Sox guy who's now been traded. They traded a guy they thought was going to be as good as Mad Bum Harrison, who's still on the he's on their AAA roster. He only pitched one game in the majors last year, and then some rookie guy who I don't even know if it's going to make the majors. So really, nobody. It was more about getting the contract.
And when we did make that deal, everybody was like, "Oh, we should be getting a bigger pay. We got all these guys we can trade." That was the quality of the players you traded.
How many of those guys are still on the Boston Red Sox team?
Yeah. The major league team?
The major league team. One.
Harris
is now a Chicago White Sox. Tibbs is a Los Angeles Dodger in the minor leagues. Harrison is the only one. And you know what? Harrison's not even going to be in the rotation. But yet we are able to get Rafi Devers. Tell me that's not a freaking an absolute hell of a job done by Buster Posey.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, come on, man. Those guys aren't even on the team anymore. And let's not forget that Boston also didn't re-sign Alex Bregman. So, I mean, that's just
and Eric, I know everyone's upset about the length of contract, but Devers now, I think he's
how much would he cost now?
Yeah, probably 30 something. I think he's only making 27. So I don't care about the length because he's actually a great player, a good hitter. Hopefully, as Eric said, he now knows San Francisco wants him. He can relax, bring his family, because as Eric, the first 5 weeks you kept saying, dude, new thing, new league. I think, it's not even the family leaving Boston to San Francisco. A new league, too, is different. I know we have interplay, but you get to know those pitchers 3 years. Now you come to the National League, it's a lot different. The same guy that's going to pitch you at Fenway is going to pitch you different at Oracle. That's just the way it is, different ballpark. So hopefully he can, become more of a streaky hitter. That what we got him. The long ball can actually hit one in and get wet. But, the other thing, too, is another lefty where Arias is going to help Devers. Devers is a young guy. Arias has done it for 4 teams. They're
both about the same age, right?
Hitter.
28, 29?
Yeah, so it's going to be one of those things that's really, really going to help. But I think more importantly, everyone goes, oh, yeah, but we got the contract. Now it looks like a bargain. He's $27 million.
Okay? I know.
Would you rather have Devers at $27 million or Chapman at 32?
Right.
You know what I mean? And older. So I think it's
Jim
Thurkle
donates $5. The CBA doesn't need to have a salary cap. Just get rid of the deferred money. I've been talking about that from the very beginning. That's, I think, the biggest thing is that deferred money. Look, if Shohei Ohtani didn't get all that deferment, do you think the Dodgers would have done? Sure, they would have still gone out and pay, but not to the level that where they're at now. So, yes, I got a feeling with the upcoming CBA stuff, again, in next offseason, that's going to rear its ugly head as far as the deferred. And look, and maybe
Eric,
make the CBA a little bit more punitive. Thanks,
Eric,
Jim.
Besides Bobby Bonilla getting paid on July 4th, $1.7 million every year, until the Dodgers did that, have you ever heard of deferred money?
You know what? It's been in the league, but you don't hardly ever hear. You hear occasionally, like when there's a deal. Okay, yeah, blah, 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 blah. They signed for this, and they got so much money.
Yeah, but it's more backloaded.
No one cares.
I thought it was more backloaded. He'll make $20 million now, and then the money's going to be more backloaded. Deferred.
And that's what they say. When they say deferred, they're talking about it being backloaded, right? Yeah. But you never heard about it. The only reason why it became such a thing, because $698 million of the $700 million of Shohei Ohtani was deferred. So then everybody was like, holy shit, what is this? But it's been around forever.
Yeah, but Eric.
Hey, who wanted the poo-poo platter?
I must say, Eric, I'm pulling no punches today. If the San Francisco Giants had landed Ohtani, we wouldn't want to talk about that, would we? Hats off to the Dodgers. It's been on the books. Well, it's a rule. I cannot see. And if I'm the LA Dodgers,
it wasn't the Dodgers' idea.
It was the bargaining, and they want to change that. I would sue Major League Baseball. I would sue them. Why you're going to change? I'm against changing the rules for teams.
No.
They're going to be gone.
Those who already have the deals.
I don't think they get rid of it.
Those that already have the deals done will be grandfathered in. But from then on out, they probably would say you can only defer X amount of money depending on the contract. It's going to have to happen. They have to. That's all. Unless you want to have a salary cap, which isn't going to happen. The only way you're going to attack this is you make the CBTs more punitive, and you get rid of the deferred money. And you know what? Players ain't going to give a shit about the deferred money. All they care about is getting paid. End of story. And they're going to get paid. But it's going to make the teams have to pay. If you're going to pay for the talent, well, then pay for them. Don't push it off 10 years down the road. That's just what it's going to come down to.
Okay. I don't think it happens, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah. We'll be talking plenty about that this time next year. Let's move on to the Donovan trade. You see that? And this was talked about long before, the aggressiveness of the Giants wanting to try to get Donovan. When they were talking about trading Donovan, the Giants and the Mariners were both mentioned in getting that trade done. And from what I saw, the Seattle Mariners were kind of had a leg up because they had
but another case of the Giants were in on somebody. Giants were in on
Eric,
somebody.
can you put up the trade?
Right.
Can you put up the 3-team trade?
Yeah, I'll bring it up here. Let me hold on.
If you can. Second. I mean, I heard about it. The other thing too is I think someone brings up a great point here. Who was it? The one thing about all the deferred money, it all comes down to these teams that don't need to defer. Like the Dodgers, yeah, they did defer, but they were sort of first ahead of the game. Is everyone's upset? The Dodgers, not who they've signed, but to me, it seems like everyone the Dodgers have developed and have gone to the majors have been a success. The Giants don't have that. And if you're going to get upset at anybody else, that's what you got to get upset about. I'm looking at this trade right now, right? And the biggest problem with the Giants is our farm system people think is better. That's because we were the worst, okay? The worst at one time. Our AA and AAA guys are not that good. That's why we can't make a trade like this. The other thing is St. Louis, an amazing franchise, great fans. What they're doing is they say, hey, we are rebuilding and we're building for the future, something the Giants have never, ever will admit to. St. Louis this year has traded a probably Hall of Fame third baseman. They just got rid of Donovan. They got rid of a pitcher. They now have a future where maybe in 2 years, these guys might develop, and they now have a farm system second to none from all these guys. The problem with the Giants is they're always going halfway. As Glenn says, Dan's famous line, pick a lane. St. Louis realized it. They picked a lane. We're rebuilding. Give us a couple of years, fans. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it the right way. And that's the biggest problem with the Giants. They won't admit, that we're sort of rebuilding. I mean, yeah, we're going for it, but, you just have excuses. Oh, we can't win because of the Dodgers. Oh, we can't win because San Diego has 2 future Hall of Famers. Oh, we can't. I'm sick of that. What do you mean we can't? If you got anyone to be upset about, the Giants made $535 million last year. They're only spending like 40% of what they made. The average Dodgers are spending 85% of what they made last year on their payroll. The Giants aren't. So, it just shows. And somebody always brings this up in the chat. The Dodgers front office, it's all about championships. The Giants, we're hoping maybe we can get close to the third wild card. That's a big difference. And the other thing in the Bay Area is we have a team in the Warriors where they have an owner. Money's no object. He wants a championship so bad, he doesn't care about the CBT. He doesn't care if he's got to pay extra money. He realizes he's got a stadium full of fans. They deserve the best, especially where you have a guy like Stephen Curry for 2 more years. He does whatever it takes to win. The Giants, 15 years ago, we did this when it worked. Baseball's changed, as I bring up, and we're just sort of like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But saying that, too, is you got to say one thing. 72 hours ago, we were pissed. Now we've helped the team with 2 guys, and hopefully not the end. So you can't have your cake and eat it, too. But this is an example. St. Louis, at least, is admitting it. The Giants would never admit it. So, I just want to bring that up. And St. Louis, you guys got to remember, in the 2000s to 2020, St. Louis and the Giants were huge rivals in the playoffs. It was always one of them knocked the other one off to win the ring. So, it's St. Louis's time. The thing with the Giants is, we're just coming up with excuses why we can't spend money. I sort of like what St. Louis is doing. We've had a great offseason for us. If I'm a St. Louis fan, they've got a lot of youth prospects. They've done it the right way. They're sort of doing what when the A's did. When they had a superstar and they weren't going to win it, they would trade them when, they were 2 years in, get 5 or 6 prospects, and that's why the A's are getting so good now. They got rid of their sort of older contracts. I mean, the A's are exciting. St. Louis is helping out. And, but again, the Giants, I think Glenn brings up a great point. You listen to these radio stations, that it's almost like, Arias, you guys got him? Why? Well, who the hell else do you want to play second? Who else? Last year, you guys had a rookie you thought was good. The guy was stuck in the minors. Never made it back up.
Here's the thing. The Giants wanted to get Donovan, right? Supposedly they were really trying to get him. If you look at this, Seattle had to give up 3 players, and then Tampa Bay had to give up a comp pick. So look at that. The guy headlining as a pitcher, I'm not even trying to say his name. He's ranked number 91 on the MLB Top 100. He's number 7 in the Seattle's system. Then you got then you got 2 outfielders, which is on the Seattle's number 11th. And then, I forgot. They also got they got 2 players from St. Louis and 2 players from Tampa Bay, and they got the 24th ranked prospect from Tampa Bay. So they got 4 guys in getting Donovan. That's a pretty steep damn price, right? It is, and maybe the Giants just didn't want to. And here's another thing: the Giants do not have a pitcher in the top 100 at all, right? The Giants got Wisenhunt. Where is he ranked? Somewhere like 4 or something, like 4 or 5 as far as the club's ranking. But we have no pitcher in the top 100, and maybe that's what St. Louis was looking for. They wanted a really good pitcher, and look, they got a guy in from the top 100 to get it done. Man, I tell you, that's pretty damn steep. So I can understand why the Giants probably wasn't able to get it. Maybe the asking price was just too much. 4 players for 1 guy.
Maybe there wasn't. We've all heard that. Yeah, we want Donovan. Maybe there wasn't even. Eric, how do you know there was even an asking price? Maybe they looked at what we got, and then he just was a non-starter.
We don't know. And to make any assumption, we're never going to know, because that's between them, right? I mean, you're just never going to know that kind of stuff. But interesting. I thought that was interesting that Donovan got traded today, and now look. Here we are on Framber Valdez watch. Who would have thought? Could any of us have said, hey, guys, what's the over-under that on February 2nd, we're going to be talking about where Framber may be signing? I didn't see that coming.
And that's the number 1 pitcher on the free agent market. Number 1 pitcher on the free agent market, and he's still available.
Right.
We saw the same thing a few years ago with Snell, though.
Yeah, true. That's true, but that's a little bit different because it's Boris, but he doesn't have Boris as an agent. So I found that a little odd.
I get Buster so much. JB saying what I said to you on Saturday night. Did the deal. The bench got better. They got second base offensively got better. They made 2 upgrades to the team, Eric, in my opinion. 2 upgrades, and they didn't give up any capital.
Yeah.
Buster continued, and like Lou and you both said, the Devers deal. Buster seems to be pretty good at this. Not giving up much to get all.
Right. He's shrewd. I'll give him credit, man. I talked about it, and man, I put a short out there talking about, hey, you got to give kudos to Buster Posey in being able to fill so many holes and still have money left over. For example, look, I think the Giants are sitting around $15 million available left before they hit the CBT. And look, if you go out there and get Framber, you're going to have to go over to CBT, but it doesn't look like they really care. It looks like they really don't care. If they want to, they will. It's whether or not they can get the deal to where they want it. And look, we don't know what the inside is. What does Framber want? What is the Giants willing to give up? What's up, Mike? But I don't know. And look, we're sitting here talking about it. It's pretty damn crazy that we're sitting here talking about where the hell is Framber going to go? I honestly, and the crazy thing is, and just like Jim Bowden said, we got nothing to go on. There's nothing being leaked. It's just everybody as tight as whether it's the Orioles or whether it's the Mets, whether it's the Giants, all the clubs are being very hush hush. Again, we don't even know if those are the actual teams, but that's what's been, reported, and nothing from the Framber camp. So, I
don't know. It still pisses me off, Eric, right from the get-go of tonight's show in the green room with you. The fact that, what do the fans want? The team's going to be better than last year. We needed an improvement at second base. We got a 300 hitter. Sky's the limit with this guy. I don't even know if it's safe to say he could be a 300. He could be a 3 440 hitter, Eric.
You never know.
And in this day and
that's a
age,
little bit,
that's
but you
a
never know.
400 hitter, in my opinion.
400. Ha!
Jesus, what do you want? Like everything we do, I'm trying to keep, and me being negative about this situation is me actually being positive about the club, Eric. Everything we've done is we've tried to make the club better, and especially after the Arias deal, and then to go out and crap all over it. I just don't understand the mentality. Like these fans, don't be ignorant. We got a 300 hitter to play second base on the San Francisco Giants.
That's pretty damn good. Yeah, I know. I hear you, man. I hear you.
Eric, I think the thing is, Glenn is sort of upset. Nobody's commented in the background the beautiful jerseys he has over his left shoulder. And nobody's tried to buy him a cocktail this weekend. He needs a Tommy Margarita now. That's what he needs. I mean, they're beautiful jerseys over there, Daddy-O.
Can you tell who they are, Lou? It's the player I wanted to have and the player I don't have.
So I see 34, and is it 4? Is it 4 or 7?
No, I see who it is.
4.
I know who it is.
34
Flores?
Senga and Flores.
And Flores.
Yeah.
I got the. You'd think I'm pissed off because I'm a Met fan, but it's not true. It's not true. And
You're
plus,
a player
I
fan.
got those little latches up there now. I can swap them out any old day. So
this is what the Giants need, right? We got to get that guy to get over the hump, so to speak, to get into that wild card. That's the reality of where the Giants are. They need that one guy, man. And to be honest with you, ideally, and I saw a Giants fan. Where's he at? Where the hell is he at? Oh, there he is. Giants fan, 559. Go get Kopech as a closer. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Get somebody who's done it somewhat successfully. I mean, granted, Kopech has had some injury history, but man, the Giants got to do something here with that bullpen. But primarily, come on, go get that damn starter. Go get that starter. And it's funny because none of the other starters are going either. Zach Gallen, Lucas Giolito, Chris Bassett. Who else is out there as far as a pitcher is concerned? I think that's about it as far as significant pitchers. But man, dude.
Hey, D. Helliker bringing it. He brings it every night. Glenn shits all over every move he made this postseason. I pretty much did. Now he's complaining about all the people being negative about this move. Eric, I'm being negative about the people who shit on getting Devers. And, he spent way too much money on Jung-Woo Lee. And, we got a 300 hitter, but what are we doing with that? It's the moves we make that, Eric, it isn't rocket appliances, man. These are no-brainers. A 1-year deal for Arias. So let's say he kicks in this year.
Fantastic.
And it's a total. Again, you can't go into the season playing patsy. Well, we were going to sign him, but he might get, he might have got hurt, so we didn't sign him. Or he might only bat 250, so we didn't sign him. You can't play pussyfooting around. You go out and get the best players, Eric. And in my opinion, you just got one of the best hitting players in Major League Baseball, not just the National League, Eric. You got one of the best hitters going back. We're talking going back to the Padres days.
Tony Gwynn.
He's
a professional hitter. Something the Giants have not had.
That's it, Lou. So I've shit on a lot of the moves that were made this year in the offseason.
And it's funny?
Because I think a lot of them were sort of they're little bolts and nuts and bolts, Eric.
And it's fun. And it's funny because there's a lot of guys out there saying, but he's just a singles hitter. Well, you know what? I guarantee you in the middle of the season, when you got a guy at third or second with less than 1 out and he gets a single, you're going to be standing up.
Thank you.
Yeah, buddy. That's what you do. You put the ball in play because that is the thing that the Giants were lacking last year.
Look at
was that guy to get. Now, granted, he's got to come up in one of those situations. But if he is up in one of those situations, I like the Giants' odds in scoring a run with Luis Arias up to bat with a runner in scoring position.
Yep.
Come on. And then you see what I'm saying? It's baseball is more than I hate always having to say this, man. Baseball is more than just hitting the ball over the fence. It just is.
Yep.
Come
and
on.
Mr. Postman, look at the Postman delivers tonight. Giants should be able to score more runs to your point, Eric.
They should.
And how many run games did they lose? And I think the key thing about Luis Arias is this. I don't know how many times the Giants might have been up 3-2 like in the 7th, and they have a chance to blow it open.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do it. And then they wind up losing like 5-3 or 4-3. People don't realize this guy does not strike out. I think last year he went 80 at-bats and then another 120 and didn't strike out. I don't think they realize how incredible that is in baseball. Okay? If you look, the Giants average, their starting lineup, I think it was 33% of the time they struck out at the worst. And I think the best were like 28. This guy strikes out like 7% of the time.
Not even.
All he
Not
does is
even.
make contact.
Exactly, Lou. And Lou, I know you mentioned it earlier in the show, so I got to give you your props. So Dallas says, I agree now, Glenn. There's no way to go wrong with this move if Ron Washington can't get him playing mediocre second, then go back to Schmidt. I don't agree with that either. How many errors did he have last year, Eric or Lou? How many errors did he have?
Yeah, but that was at first, though. That was at first.
He had one error. He can
He
play
had 0
defense.
at second.
He had no errors, and he only had one at first base.
I think it's what it is. It's his range. That's where people are really getting him. Because
there's a big difference.
Who cares?
Hold on. I mean, there is something to
I'm
that.
listening to KMBR. Yeah, but he only had 8 home runs.
I don't care about that. That I don't care about. That I don't care about.
Man.
The range, the range is. I'm not going to poo-poo on range because when you're up the middle, your catcher, your shortstop, your second baseman, your center fielder, those guys got to be able to reach the ball, so to speak, so they can turn. Right?
If he makes 2 errors the opening week, Eric.
But he
drives in his 17 or 19 runs in opening week.
I agree.
Errors.
But the problem is, it's more than just errors. It really is. But to that point, if Ron Washington is working with him, and you get those fundamentals and those skills down to be able to get that range, well, then we got nothing to worry about. It's not like Luis Arias is some 35-year-old who's got busted knees. He's 28. They're gonna be able to figure this one out. Look, come on. Let's let Ron Washington do their work and see what can happen.
I was going to say, Eric, the only thing I don't like about this deal, I mean, everybody else is shitting on it, so why don't I? The only thing I don't like about it, and I think it has to do with the fact 2027 is a mystery season, isn't it?
Yeah. But
you only got him for 1 year. I would have locked him up for 3 or 4, Eric.
Well, whatever. We'll see. You could always extend him. If you're liking what he's doing, say 3/4 of the way through the season, hey, you want to come back?
Yeah,
now, granted,
but as much as we talk about teams are being maybe a little overcautious with a possible lockout next year, on the other side of the coin, hey, if you get a guy like him cheap, $12 million a year, you sign him for 4 years, I get it done now, Eric, before somebody else scoops him up after this year. Things could change after this year too on many.
Yeah, that's the thing is now with the looming freaking CBA, anything could happen. But there's teams still out there signing big contracts. So let's see what happens.
Look. He has the slowest foot speed, Eric. Slowest foot speed of the majors. Terrible range.
It's 1 year. Let's see what happens. If it's a disaster, well, then guess what? You pivot to somebody else. We got 2 young guys, right? That may be something in Josué Gonzalez and Luis Hernandez. Granted, they're not going to be up next year. That's not going to happen. But you're going to have to find a what do you want to say? A bridge to those guys. But it's 1 year. Oh my gosh, dude. And look, and I'm going to tell you something right now. Going back to Luis Arias again. I don't know why we're calling. See what I'm saying? This is the last time I want to talk about Luis Arias. Man. Anyways, actually, I'm going to be talking to them tomorrow. But anyways, it's 2 years ago, even last year, how many people were screaming the Giants should have traded for Luis Arias? They should have traded for him. He's a professional hitter. He's a guy that the Giants need. He makes contact. Now that the Giants get him, it's like, come on. Is he perfect? No, nobody's freaking perfect unless your name is Willie Mays. right? Unless your name is Barry Bonds. And even at the end of the career, right? Barry Bonds, his defense wasn't all that great, right? He was all bat at the end of his career. But come on, it's okay. The Giants got balance in the lineup, and it's going to do wonders for the club. They're going to be able to score more runs. Now, on the flip side, are you going to be able to prevent runs coming across the plate? That's something that has to be addressed. And look, we're sitting here, Framber watch, haven't heard nothing. So again, maybe by the time we come on Wednesday, maybe there'll be some news, maybe not.
And Lou, I keep saying about a professional hitter. We all do. All three of us agree to that. He's a professional hitter. So I don't look at foot speed or range or how many walk. Well, he doesn't walk enough. He doesn't strike out and he puts the bat on the ball. What did we call for last year, Eric? We need guys how come we don't have guys like the Blue Jays who could put the bat on the ball? A team that had guys who could put the bat on the ball and went to the World Series were an out away from winning. I do not understand, Eric. I looked over his stats and he doesn't walk enough. Who gives a shit? Who cares? I don't. Who cares? It gives the Giants a better chance on a nightly basis of winning, Eric. Something they didn't do every night last year, a reason why they didn't make the postseason. So who cares? You know what? This may be one of the best deals the Giants have made, and Buster's made about 3 of them in the last year since taking over.
Hey, Eric, 2 things I just want to bring up. It's $12 million, guys. This is cheaper than Yaz, okay? But this guy can hit. The other thing, Eric, you brought up a great point, probably the best point you brought up probably this year. When Arias got traded to San Diego, it was in the end of April. People were pissed. God damn it. How did San Diego get this fucking guy? How did they get him? Why didn't we? And everyone was saying that. Eric, great point. I sort of forgot. Everyone was complaining, God, the Giants, why can't we get a guy like that? Why can't we get a guy that can put the ball in play? Why can't we do this? Now we get him. They're complete 180 the other way. Nobody talked about 2 years ago about his defense. Nobody talked about, that he had a few injuries. It's amazing. A player that we get comes off a few injuries, but we're okay when we get a guy that's off of Tommy John that can't play for 6 months. You guys can't have your cake and eat it too. Okay? I'm sorry, but you guys say it one way for one person, one way for somebody else. The Giants are known. The other thing too is he admitted he was injured last year. He's now healthy. Okay? The guy on it was injured and had a bad year and he batted .267. If we could have one other guy that bats over 250, we'd have 2 hitters on the team. But right now we have 1. But with this guy healthy, 280 minimum. Okay? And again, let's talk about the ballpark. San Diego is not a hitter's ballpark. Okay? It's built more for, the home run hitters. Oracle Park, guys, is for the slasher. Someone that can hit to left center, right center. That's what this guy's all about. Down the lines. He's a professional hitter. He's going to make Oracle Park look small because his singles at Oracle Park are doubles. And what happens to that? You're 1 base closer to scoring a run. And like I said last year, I don't know how many times the Giants lost, 1-run games and they couldn't have add-on. I mean, the Giants should be up 3-0 and they get bases and they can't score a fly. And then the pitcher next inning, there's an error and then they give up 4. This guy can take care of so many problems offensively, and I don't care about his defense right now. That's why you have someone like Chapman at third, in case you have someone like him at second. That's why Devers at first base. That's why you got a center fielder help him. Remember, it's a team. It's not an individual. That's the one thing that nobody talks about. Everyone talks about how great Barry Bonds was. How many rings did he bring us?
Yeah,
0.
None.
Okay,
None.
It's a team effort. And when you look at 2010, 12, and 14, people put down their egos and they played as a team. The other thing, too, is if the Giants can get close, we have leverage now where we can actually trade somebody to get, and something that we're proud of. you have a professional hitter. And, this weekend, I saw 2 Giants jerseys already out. People walking around. It's the 2nd of February. March 14th around the corner. You guys are a lot happier to come meet us at Tommy's because the Giants have something we can talk about. We're going to have spring training, World Baseball Classic. It's got my juices flowing a little.
I hope Senior makes it to Tommy's. You got to bring Senior down from up north, Eric, because he's slow, Lou. He's slow. You know what? Wasn't Barry Bonds? He was pretty slow, wasn't he, Eric?
He's slow what running from first to third? Or he's slow from when you get a base hit just getting to first? Because
that's what they're saying.
I don't understand how people think guys are slow when you get a base hit. You don't need to run fast to first.
I don't get it.
I'm sorry.
I don't understand it.
But everyone says he's slow. You guys, I don't understand it. Yeah.
I don't get it. I just don't understand. Babe Ruth was slow. Wasn't he, Eric?
Yeah.
He was probably one of the slowest players ever. I didn't see anybody.
Did Tony Gwynn have wheels? Did Tony Gwynn? I know he did early in his career.
See, you know what? It's funny. I love
a nice little boiler going on there, right? Yeah.
The 3 of us have kind of skirted around that, but the whole Tony Gwynn thing, Eric, Tony Gwynn was a professional hitter.
Yeah. Did he have a lot of speed? Was he known for his defense?
No. So what is this? Oh, well, he didn't have a good WAR. Who cares? I don't care. Oh,
he had a little bit more pop in his bat. There's no doubt about it. But I'm just saying, no one cared about how fast Tony ran.
It doesn't make any sense at all, Eric. I go back to what I said at the show, Lou and Eric. If this team continues to get better, why are people going to shit on it now? Why are we shitting on the moves?
Tony Gwynn, he wasn't slow early in his career. He was fast in his early, but later on in his career,
a little pudgy.
Speaking of pudgy,
I think we got you and I. Eric and I are going to be busy on Super Bowl Sunday. I think you and I are going to be taping a show on Sunday afternoon, Eric. I think I have finally put the nail into the lumber, the 2x4. I'm hammered it in this week. You and I are going to be talking to Matt Stairs. We'll be airing that show next week.
Oh, are we?
Super Bowl Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, he's at an early camp in Florida right now, and he said he's going to have the week off, the end of the week, the weekend, and into next week. He says, "How about we do it Sunday?" I said, "Well,
I'm good with that."
Okay. I know, because Eric wants to talk baseball.
Absolutely.
How about do me a favor, Eric?
There you go, dude.
I've been pretty freaking wound up this show. How about pour me a margarita?
There you go. Why not, man? You stole my thunder because I was going to allude to this with vintage oddball cards comment. But hey, since you're thirsty, it's wet the whistle. There you go. Proud sponsor, Giant Sports Talk Live, Tommy's Mexican restaurant, where you can find the world famous Tommy Margarita. If you visit New York, you could find a Tommy Margarita. If you go to London, we got a couple of guys that are over in across the pond in the UK. Visit London, you may be able to find a Tommy Margarita. So there you go, guys.
5 weeks away, 14th of March. Circle it on your calendar.
It's going to be fun. Can't wait, man.
A lot of fun.
Cannot wait.
Get my pullover I've been promised. Yeah, promised that pullover every.
But anyways, vintage oddball cards. He was talking about, we ain't going to go anywhere without pitching. Well, that's kind of where we are. With this, we're sitting here talking Giants, right? But there's no news to talk about with Framber. I mean, I don't know. When does the news drop? I hope it drops before spring training starts. Then again, there's been precedent where players will wait until spring training starts until they sign. That wouldn't exactly be optimal, right? And again, I don't know how much work Framber needs in spring training. I'm guessing each individual is different on how quickly they can ramp up. But hey, it helps getting your workload built up before the season begins. So.
And we're more.
He's not pitching into WBC, right?
Who?
Anyone know that? Does anyone know? Is Framber Valdez pitching in the WBC?
What's
no
happening
idea.
to the WBC? I'm hearing a lot of chatter online, Eric, and MLB Network. Is it becoming watered down? A lot of players' insurance issues.
Yeah, I saw that Team Puerto Rico, I guess, is having some insurance. I guess it was announced today that Elliot Ramos is going to play for Puerto Rico, but whether or not they can field the team, I have no idea.
And Cruz isn't playing now. A couple of players have dropped out in the last 24 hours, 48 hours. So, you know what my February 2nd prediction, Eric?
Let's hear it.
Luis Arise, leadoff batter.
Leadoff? I don't know. We'll see.
I looked at his stats. He's a 95% or something, some high. Don't nail me to the cross if I'm wrong here with it. Somewhere around 90, 92%, 95% of his games, he leads off.
Okay.
That's his spot.
Okay.
The fact that they picked up Bader and instantly, you want to play center? You're our new center fielder. Screw you, Jung-Hoo. You can go over to right. You get a rise. You're our leadoff guy. You're our leadoff guy. Here's the keys to the season. Just go get us lots of base hits. Get on base for our guys coming behind you.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, sir.
And you're not surprised because Jung-Hoo Lee, everybody's like, leave Jung-Hoo Lee at top of the spot. Remember, Jung-Hoo Lee wasn't necessarily a top of the roster guy last year.
Yeah, I think he was
time in the bottom.
I think he was doing a little bit too much. You notice at the end of the season, started going the other way, right? He was getting a little bit more base hits. He finished the season with a respectable batting average, 267. I mean, that's not so bad. How many home runs? I can't remember how many home runs was it. I don't think he had. No, how many did he have? Can't remember. I know he had quite a few doubles. Had a few, and I think he was double digits and triples. So, hey, again, just let him succeed where he can succeed, and be just again similar to Arias, put the bat to the ball and see what happens. Yes, sir. He chimes in, says spring training coming pretty soon. Giants, he corrected it. Need to make one last move to address the pitching before it's too late. I agree. And look, Framber is still out there. Giants may be in the running for him, right? May be in the running for him. And let's see what happens. Here's a question I want to pose before we get out of here.
What's that?
If they can't get Framber, who would you like the Giants to go after as far as free agents? I mean, I don't know if you could trade for a pitcher. I don't know if that can happen.
Maybe we sleep on that till Wednesday. Put some thought in.
Yeah, well, by then we may already know. So let's see what happens. I'm not excited about Gallen. I'm not excited about Giolito. I'm not excited about Max Scherzer. I don't want that guy. Come on, man. Senior's just
being anti tonight. You see what Senior says? I like a rise to settle the bottom of the order. That ain't.
I don't know about the bottom.
He must be joking. Senior's. I thought he was more. Senior's more knowledgeable than that. He ain't gonna bat last in our line.
He'll probably
get a guy who 300, a guy who could lead the league in batting, Eric, and let's bat him 9th.
I think at the lowest, I think he's gonna be 5th. At the highest, of course, he'll lead off. We'll see. We don't know, man. We don't know.
Has baseball changed that much, Eric? Your potential batting champion bats 9th? I don't think so.
And look, he very well may be the batting champion again, playing in Oracle Park.
Remember what John Travolta said on, did you ever see the movie Runaway Train?
I have not.
He said, I don't think so. I don't effing think so.
Yeah, okay, well, hey, that was a pretty good John Travolta impersonation.
Don't ask me to dance.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Guys, we will be back Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, unless, something breaks earlier. You never know.
Maybe we can get Vince on Wednesday. I saw your thumbnail. You had the ghost.
I did.
The ghost The ghost
I
of
hope.
Vince Russo hanging over.
Yeah, that was beautiful, wasn't it? Yeah,
I like it.
he will definitely join us in the future, guys. Again, to recap, he was supposed to be on the show. Unfortunately, he had something come up, and he had about. I had a nice little conversation with him yesterday, so it was fun. And he broached the idea. Hey, can I come on? I was like, absolutely, you could come on. Just let me know when you want to come on, and we'll figure it all out. And he was ready to go. But hey, life happens sometimes.
Yeah, you had a good one-on-one, bro?
Yeah, good heavens. he's rared up. Hey, he's rared up and ready to talk Giants baseball. There's no doubt.
Boy, I wish he had been on tonight.
Yeah, trust me.
The two of us together.
Trust me. Well, oh my God. Yeah, like I said, it might spawn.
Lou hasn't been on a show with you, me.
No, not yet.
And Vince. Oh,
it'll be fun.
Yeah,
It'll
the fire
be a lot of fun.
will go off.
All right. I think. Oh, there we go. Cool.
Thanks,
all right.
everybody.
Any parting words, Lou, before we get out of here?
Big crowd tonight too. So good job all the
Absolutely.
way around.
You know what's funny about the Giants fans? Yeah. After against the Yankees, when he goes like 5 for 7, we're going to appreciate that we have him. We're not going to talk about his defense, nothing. And when the Giants score runs, and as we brought up before, you need a guy like him to get hot early because our schedule's brutal. And he's going to be the type of guy that's going to make sure we get these extra runs.
Yes. And then you know what you do on top of that? You go out there and you sign Framber Valdez to prevent the other team from scoring runs. Come on, man.
I'm curious. Before we go, maybe on a parting note, what did you talk about with Vince about Arise? What was his thoughts?
I don't want to give it away. He likes the Arise signing. We'll just leave it at that. He likes it.
Of course, because he actually understands baseball, Eric.
He likes it.
He understands the game of baseball. Who wouldn't like it?
I know.
Hey, it's
all good.
Hey, one last thing. Imagine if the Dodgers would have signed him.
Exactly, Lou.
Pissed. How in the hell they get another guy like him?
Exactly.
I can't believe the Dodgers got him. It's the same thing when San Diego got him. Same thing. So,
and you know what?
It's just
good point. If he signed with another NL team, you would hear it coming from the fan base. The Giants should have got him. Look at how much they only paid for him. That way, you guarantee it. You're damned if you do and damned if you don't. But you know what? Hey, this is what they're doing. The Giants are a better team as far as the lineup is concerned. So come on, let's see what happens. Let's look. Like I said, let's get over the hump, so to speak. And go freaking sign Framber Valdez. Come on, let's go. Let's get out of here. See you guys on Wednesday.
Oh, by the way, before, whoa. See, I gotta correct myself. I gotta correct myself. Anonymous. You better show your face some night. I'm getting tired of calling him anonymous. He says John Travolta was not in Runaway Train. I meant to say Pelham 1, 2, 3. Sorry about that. He was in
the remake. Pelham.
Yeah, the remake.
I don't even know.
Lou wasn't here for my John Travolta take, but you have to go back.
I heard it.
Go back and help us with the algorithm, Lou. Help us with the algorithm and go back and watch a second time tonight.
All right, hey, let me try to redo. Let me redo this again, guys. Go out there and sign Framber Valdez. Come on, man. Let's go. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.